doing? Guess what time it is, man? Oh, my necklace is hiding, isn't it? Okay. Guess what time it is, y'all? It's my favorite time of the month. Time for the mid-month messages. The reason why this is my favorite time of the month is because what I'm checking to see here in this video is whether or not there has been a change of timelines. Because in my readings, I give advice. And if you take the advice and you apply it, that could potentially change your timelines. Got a couple of announcements to run through real quick, y'all. I'll make this as quick as possible. First, you know what to do if you need a personal reading. Just check in the description of the video. Also, two big things, okay? Saturday, September 21st at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to be doing our last and final round of the 2222 live mini readings. So you can find all the information on that through the link in the description as well. Also, after Friday, September the 20th, the courses in my school will no longer be available unless, unless you've already bought one. So those of you who have already purchased one of the courses, you'll have access to that indefinitely, but they will be no longer available for purchase after Friday. They're super cheap. I haven't looked, I don't remember, like $8, $10. I think the most expensive one's like 15 maybe, if I remember correctly. I don't know, but we're gonna be turning those off after Friday. But if you've gotten one already, you'll have access to that. So, all right, let's jump into this. I'm starting this off with the person from the past. We're checking to see if timelines have changed. There y'all are. There y'all are. What's up, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? All right. Let's see if timelines have changed between Scorpio and the person from the past. Let's see. Have timelines changed? Knight of Wands reversed. If timelines change, do they change for the better or for the worse? Let's see. Pow! 8 of Swords. Nine of Cups. Queen of Cups. Well, it's looking like this person is walking away from this and accepting a love offer from someone else. Is what I'm seeing here. Or at least that's their goal. I know I try to hammer this point home a lot, that I'm not allowed to spy on the personal details of somebody else's personal private life. So are they getting into a new relationship? I don't know, but that's their goal. That's their plan. That's their intention. I think they're just kind of trying to ignore this and try to delete your memory and forget that this ever happened. I don't think they're doing a very good job at that. Matter of fact, I think one of the main reasons why they want to jump in a relationship so quick is to get you off of their mind. But also when that 8 of Swords comes out, there's another message that comes along with this. Now, if you have been sitting around wondering whether or not this person sees the error of their ways or regrets what they did, the 8 of Swords means basically ignoring the truth. So I don't even really think this person is willing to look at themselves. They're not willing to look at the truth of the situation. Knight of Swords reversed. Well, I don't remember what was in the main monthly reading, but if there was a change of timelines, it doesn't look like there's communication happening here. That could be to your benefit, though. Possibly. A lot of times the universe will do us a favor by doing something that we don't want it to do, and we don't realize that it's doing us a favor until later on down the line. Hang on a second, y'all. All right. Now, I guess let's go ahead and see how this person feels about you then. Person from the past. What are their feelings, thoughts, opinions, hopes, dreams, expectations? What's their energy look like? What kind of person are they? How's the person from the past really feeling about Scorpio? 3 of Swords reversed. trying to get over this, trying to heal from this. But the Lovers card. So I thought, so they still feel a really heavy, intense connection. But they feel like you don't have any feelings for them. So they want to try to match that energy. I don't know. I would imagine if you're here inquiring about them, you must feel some type of way about them. But they don't realize that for whatever reason. In their mind, they assume that you just don't care about them. So they want to kind of try to match that energy and at least make you think they don't care about you, which that's not the case. It's just that with the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Cups reversed, they're just kind of giving up on this and throwing in the white towel and kind of just giving up on the idea of this ever working out. Especially those of you who were on and off. I know that wasn't all of you, but if you've already been on and off with this person once or twice before, they're probably throwing in the white towel this time. I do think they want to talk to you though, but I don't think they really want to talk to you to try to see if this will work out. I think they're just really, really curious to see how you feel. That's their main curiosity. Queen of Cups reversed. They just want to know, do you still have feelings for them or have you moved on? They're curious. They're leaning towards feeling like you've moved on, but I think they kind of go back and forth a little bit. All right, well, let's get the advice on this. Would it be a good idea for Scorpio to communicate with this person? Uh-oh, Devil card reversed. Could be a Capricorn for some of you. It's saying, I mean, unless you want to get sucked into some toxicity, which, hey, if you want to, by all means, but this is telling me to tell you to avoid the toxicity. It's also saying that if this person, which I think they either have or they will, if they attempt to try to get your attention, by, trying to inadvertently communicate with you or, view your Instagram story or like your picture every now and then, or maybe scroll through your Facebook and go to an old post that had like a comment thread and reply to somebody else's comment just so you see it, that type of shit. Ignore it. Ignore it. Ignore it. This person is up to no good. Death card. Dum, dum, dum. That's your card too, boo-boo. That is the Scorpio card. Damn, dog. I had no wiggle room there. That has been happening all September long. Okay. All right. What's next? Singles and your love interest. Let's see if timelines have changed. Have timelines changed between single Scorpios and the person they're interested in? If they change, do they change for the better or for the worse? What's happening between the single Scorpios and their love interest? Ooh, Ace of Coins. So there may be a new start between the two of you, but the Ace of Coins or Ace of Pentacles, it's the coins in this deck, whatever, same shit. It's a slow new start. It's not really really heavy, deep, intense, sweep you off your feet and fucking carry you off into the abyss. It's kind of a slow, meticulous, calculated new start where, we got a routine and we not moving too slow, not moving too fast, just kind of, planning our steps moving forward, seeing where this goes, But you falling for this person like a motherfucker. Ooh, King of Pentacles reversed. So you could, maybe that's why as much feelings as you have for this person, you're still kind of taking it slower than you want to because there may be just a couple of red flags with this person. Like maybe, I don't know if they're like unemployed, or maybe just not very goal oriented, or maybe just a little bit scattered and unorganized in their life, don't know where they're going. Ooh, wow. This is kind of telling me that the more time goes on between the two of you, you're kind of going back and forth, wondering whether or not you're losing interest. Yeah. Queen of Wands reversed, Ace of Wands. Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. This is kind of going back and forth because you're kind of starting to see another side of this person. And see, that happens, man. If you have somebody you're interested in, I don't care if you've been friends with them for 5 years. The minute y'all come together at that level, you connect a little bit deeper, you will see a different side of this person. I don't care how well you thought you knew them. Maybe this other side of them you're seeing is kind of like a little off-putting, so you might be kind of going back and forth. Am I into this? Is this what I really want? You know? Doesn't really look like y'all are finding the most stable footing in the world. Wow, that's weird. Well, let's see their feelings and intentions toward you and their overall general energy. What kind of person are they? Okay, so they are letting their guard down, but I think they're letting their guard down slowly. Boom. See, there we go. Ace of Pentacles again. All right. So they're kind of wanting to take things slow too. They don't, man, there's so much opposing energy here. They don't know whether or not to take things slow or jump in balls to the wall. This person is very scattered and unorganized in their life. I also think that they're still somehow, some way kind of hung up on somebody else in a way. Feels to me like an ex, honestly. Are you interested in somebody that is fresh out of a relationship, possibly? Or maybe there was just somebody else they were kind of interested in that it didn't really go the way they wanted. There's some other energy in the mix here, somehow, some way. Hang on a second, y'all. Yeah, there's some other energy in the mix here, somehow, some way. With the 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 2 of Swords. I don't really think they're talking to somebody else, but I think they do still have a soft spot for somebody else. And it feels like an ex to me, but take it however it resonates. Yeah, they're very unsure. They don't know what they want. Well, let's see how it plays out for the first 30 days. How's it playing out for the first 30 days? How's it playing out for the first 30 days? Lover's card reversed. The connection's kind of weakening between the two of you. Wow. It's getting weaker. 10 of Swords. You might give up on this. You know what? I think, yeah, this is going to turn into a push-pull type situation. Yep. I see this happen in my readings a lot. It used to happen all the time, actually. It doesn't happen as frequently as it used to, but on a fairly regular basis, somebody will come to me for a reading and they'll ask something to the effect of, why is it that when I'm really wanting them, they're not wanting me? And then once I give up and just say, fuck it, to hell with you, Now you want me all of a sudden. And then it just keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I'll break down and explain that that is a very natural, normal phenomenon that I like to call push-pull. And it happens with everything energetically, but you can actually sit and watch it in real time with two people. And that's kind of what I think this is going to turn into. Because they're kind of like up in their head, not really sure what they want, thinking about somebody else while you're like really into them. And then you kind of start being like, you know what? I don't know if I'm feeling this. Then you start pulling away. Then they feel you pulling away energetically, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, you know? And then, you know, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. This could turn into some push-pull. Damn. Okay, what's the advice on that then? That's when it gets into like some serious energetic shit. What's the advice on this? Nine of Swords. Well, damn, Ten of Swords. Well, and then the Temperance. So if you can't hang in the balance, like you have to be able to go into anything very balanced. I know that's hard. It sounds easy, like to talk about it, but when you're in the middle of something, remaining balanced is like hard as fuck, especially if you're a fixed sign. If you're not able to hang in that balance like that, that's cool. But if you get to a point where you decide to throw in the white towel, whatever decision you make it the final decision. If this person ain't showing no interest, if you got somebody that ain't showing no interest in you, and the minute you let go and decide to walk away, and then all of a sudden they have an interest in you, don't play that game. Don't play that game, dude. That will turn into the most annoying, drawn out, pain in the ass, on and off cycle. Once you start noticing that pattern, don't feed into it. Don't feed into it. If you end up going back and forth once or twice, okay. But once you start noticing that it's a pattern, don't keep feeding into that. No, you had your chance. Every goddamn time I'm fucking wanting to do this, you get all acting funny, and I'm not doing this no more. And then, yeah, you'll probably have to put up with somebody chasing and pursuing you for a little bit. But it's like, no, I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to stop again, put all my energy and effort into this again just for you to pull back and start acting all funny. I'm not doing it. You got to utilize that fixed energy. When you had your chance, especially if I gave you 2 chances, 3 chances, no. After a certain point, you got to put your boundaries down and let it be known I ain't to be fucking played with. When I put my boundaries down, it is what it is. Come on, man. You a fixed sign. You got to utilize it. All right. Now we're going to take a look and see what's going on with the new person. So if you are not inquiring about a new person that you just recently started seeing, this is not for you. How are things looking between Scorpio and the new person? Ooh, 8 of Wands. Oh, maybe this is moving pretty fast. Maybe it's moving a little too fast for your comfort. Okay. So you're definitely keeping an eye on red flags. It's moving quickly, but it's not moving so... This is interesting, because most of the time when things start moving real fast, people let that pull the wool over their eyes, and they just start ignoring the red flags, you know? Stuffing red flags under the rug. You ain't doing that, though. This is moving pretty quickly, but you're seeing red flags. Now, here's another thing. It's moving that quick, and there's red flags. If you ain't careful, you could lose control and go off the road. So it probably ain't going to take too terribly long before y'all start locking horns, man. This is somebody you have karma with from a previous lifetime. So you might feel an abnormally strong connection with them. You know, you might have that feeling like you've known them your whole life and whatnot. It's totally normal. Don't let that alarm you. Ooh, you about to walk away from this? Somebody's about to walk away from this after a fight. Oh, shit. Damn, dog. Well, let's see what this person's energy looks like. I didn't expect that. Of course, you do see that a lot. When you start seeing cards of fast movement coming out, that increases the chances of that shit following afterwards. All right, what's this person's feelings, energies, and intentions? They don't want to walk away. Ten of Cups reverse, but they don't know if they're ready to settle down either. They also feel like they've known you their whole life. Oh, okay, I see. I see, said the blind man. Okay. So this person is a lonely, broken, empty, codependent. But they're afraid of commitment. So they're emotionally codependent, but at the same time, they're afraid of commitment. And I'm sure a lot of you have met somebody like that, or maybe you've been in that position before where you're really lonely, empty, needy. You want somebody so bad, but you're so afraid of commitment because you're afraid of getting your heart broke and you're afraid of getting cheated on again, but you're lonely, empty, and needy, and you feel like a relationship is what's going to fill the void in your heart, but you're too afraid to settle down because you're afraid you're going to get hurt again. And that can create the most violent cycle of an emotional and psychological conundrum. And then, you know, when you have somebody in the mix of all that shit, it can turn into a fustercluck. So I wouldn't say that this is a bad person. So I don't know what red flags you're seeing exactly, but it's not coming from a bad place. That doesn't mean they're not going to do bad things. That's not what I said. I didn't say that. I said it's not coming from a bad place. And that does not excuse shitty actions. It doesn't. But just to let you know, it's not coming from a bad place. So when I say that so that you can determine yourself, well, then is it worth working on? Because if it's coming from a bad place, then fuck you. No. If it's coming from a place of you trying to manipulate me and trying to play games with me and have your cake and eat it too and shit like that, if it's coming from that place, then nah, to hell with you. But if it's not coming from a bad place, that doesn't excuse shitty behavior, but is it worth working on? Because if they're a good person deep, deep down inside, and they're just coming from a very lost, broken, and misguided place, well, then that's when you can kind of ask yourself, well, should I stick around and you know, take the chance on helping them work through this shit? You see what I'm saying? You don't have to. I'm not saying that you should. All right. Okay. Well, looks like we got the outcome in the first spread again. Advice. Advice. What is the best advice? Strength card. Some of you dealing with a Leo, possibly. Well, there is potential here. There's absolutely potential, plus karmic wheel again for the third time in a row. There is potential here, and there's uncleared karma. So I have to tell this to clients in personal readings all the time. If this karmic wheel comes out, I don't have the authority to tell you what you should or should not do. Okay? Uncleared karma has to do with a soul contract that was written many, many lifetimes ago when I wasn't even on this goddamn planet. I was off on my home planet playing games somewhere else. I wasn't even here when y'all wrote this soul contract. So I definitely ain't got the authority to tell you what you should or should not do. All I can really do is tell you the energies that are here, what will most likely manifest, and you take that information and do with it what you will. But there is potential if you can hang in there and do the best you can to be patient with this person. Again, not excusing shitty behavior. However, I do think that there is potential for this person to let their guard down, see maybe the error of their ways, and work through some of their shit, and work to actually evolve into a higher vibrational, more evolved version of themselves. The only thing you can really do is make sure that you are doing the same. Because, believe it or not, y'all, that's the key to a successful relationship. I'm working on myself, making it a strong point to work through my bullshit and, my toxic traits and whatnot, to make sure that I am growing and evolving as a person. And you're doing the same thing. And we're both side by side working together as a team, working on ourselves. That's it. That's the key. That's the key to a successful relationship. That's it right there. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, because this person is going to be a piece of work. Okay? It ain't going to be no easy breezy walk through the park, floating on rainbows and shit and skittles. No, it's going to be a piece of work. But just know, though, that if you do make the decision to boot, scoot, and boogie on out of here, there is still a karmic tie. So if you don't do what you can to release and transmute that karmic tie, I'll just come back in the next lifetime trying it all over again. And it gets harder and harder and harder each lifetime. Okay? Because you're bringing more. It's like every lifetime you come back together, that's like going on and off with an ex, right? You ever seen somebody going on and off with an ex? And it gets worse every time they get back together. It gets uglier and more toxic because that karmic energy keeps building up and building up and building up. Well, the same thing carries over from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. So just know that going into it. All right? Okie dokie. I feel like those were the messages that my Scorpio family needed to hear. So I'm going to end this reading here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along, y'all. Remember, check in the description of the video if you would like a personal reading. Also, on Saturday, September 21st at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to be doing our last and final round of the 2222 live mini readings. After Saturday, we will no longer be doing them on a consistent month-to-month basis. So you can also find the information on that through the link in the description as well. And after Friday, September 20th, the courses on my website will no longer be available unless you've already purchased one. If you already purchased one, you will have access to it indefinitely, but they will be no longer available for purchase after Friday. So if you're interested in that, they're super cheap. You can find that on my website as well. And I think that's it. All right, y'all, I'm out of here now. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey.